going on, VC? It's LJ, and I'm here to do a response to Andy One Big Holiday's 150 subscribers contest. Before I get anywhere near the video or the question, Andy, congratulations. It's so awesome to know that you've hit 150 subs. Keeping up with all the videos in the VC is hard, Andy. In all honesty, I do try to tune in as often as I can. I know with your first handful of videos, you definitely caught my attention right away. And I was watching them pretty religiously, but like with anyone else that I love and try to follow as closely as I can, I just do my best. So Andy, I definitely tune in. Like a lot of others, I don't always have the opportunity to comment, but you know, I always do my best to comment, at least kind of keep up with the videos, and I love some of the stuff you show. You buy a lot of just killer new stuff, and I learned so much from your videos about some of the new bands. We're not always on the same wavelength with music, but that's cool, and that's what the VC is all about. I mean, that's awesome, and that's part of one of your questions is what have you learned, or what have you been turned on to from each other. So I like other channels for that reason. Let me get on to your questions. Music room, still in the process of kind of undergoing, being redone, mess, whatever. But question 1, discover something in your collection that for some reason or another you haven't listened to. I don't know about many of those, but if you can't, listen to something you haven't listened to in a long time. Tell us what you thought about it and why you hadn't listened to it. That would be The Cure. Standing on a Beach, the singles. So I had not listened to this in a long time for the single reason that I don't like greatest hits albums. I just don't like them. I think albums are intended to have identities. The flow and the sequence are structured a certain way for a certain reason. And greatest hits albums, I avoid them. But The Cure is just, I mean, come on man, they're The Cure. How awesome can you get? So what this does is this kind of takes you through 79, Boys Don't Cry, all the way up through Head on the Door in 85. Pretty sure that's right. And this is just a greatest hits album that it plays great. So the brutal realization is that I'd love to listen to all of the albums from that period in a night, but I mean, time just doesn't let me do it. So this is one greatest hits album, and it may be because it's not called greatest hits. I don't know, maybe my mind works that simply. But it's just a fantastic album. I hadn't listened to it in ages, so I did pull it out, listened to it the other night, and just had me kind of singing, "The Boys Don't Cry." Great album. Question 2, show an album, band, genre that you got into as a result of a specific member in the VC, or just the VC in general. Okay, so to keep it quick, I'm just going to choose one, and the one that I'm going to choose is Josh Pearson's Last of the Country Gentlemen. So this is a newer album. There's a sticker that came on it. A newer album by Josh Pearson. This is one that I got into because I saw Jonas hold this up and show, and he was talking about it and how great it was. So I didn't hesitate, got this right away, and it turned out, man, just so damn good. There's the label. This is from 2011. And this album reminds me of, you know, Henry to the Boy Ellis. You know, that may as well be Henry right there. And I didn't know that at the time, but this is just Josh. I think Josh is the son of like a Southern Baptist minister. It's got like Johnny Cash, Bayou, Stark, My Broken Heart, and My Guitar written all over it. This album's just raw and deep and moving. It's just fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Definitely look it up on YouTube, look it up on Amazon, get yourself some sound clips wherever you can, and then find the album. It does come with a CD of the album, which I think is down here. So it comes with a full CD of the album as well, which is really cool. They even did the sleeve for it, so you really can't go wrong. I mean, you're getting the album and the full CD, so very cool stuff. Jonas, thank you for turning me on to that, man. Go local. Tell us about some of your favorite local bands from your area, showing some of their vinyl if you can, or CDs. I can tell you about bands, but I don't have any of their material. So, local from my area in the outer suburbs of Boston. Oh God, let's see. Eyes of the Beacon Street Union, they're from Boston. Aerosmith is from Boston. There's no shortage of stuff from around here, but I'm not going to start pulling out Aerosmith albums, and, well, I guess I could if it makes everybody happy. There's Aerosmith's debut, but who hasn't seen that a million times? Maybe a more interesting story is not too far away in a small town in Rhode Island, a little band formed right when I was entering high school, 9th grade. I think they were exiting high school, so they were seniors. And I was friends with the drummer and the guitarist from that band, and there was a couple of bands that always played locally. But anyways, that band went into a studio about 10 minutes from my house to record their very first demo tape. And we all went down there and hung out and watched them and bought copies of the tape. And they played at little clubs, little tiny clubs around here. And the name of that band, for all of you metalheads, is now Vital Remains. So if you're familiar with Vital Remains, you know they've since gone on to much greater levels of death metal infamy and working with folks, Glenn from DSI and so forth. But Vital Remains, it was just so cool, right? Because death metal was still pretty new at the time. You're talking 1990, 89, 90. So death was huge. Obituary was just becoming big. Sepultura was really just getting traction. Yes, Sepultura, not Sepultura. And it was just so cool, you know, to know the guys, and they were doing it, and we were going to see them at these little tiny ass clubs, and now they were recording a demo. I think I have the Vital Remains demo cassette running around the house somewhere. It's pathetic. I mean, early copying machine, fold over, white tape that somebody had taped over. I mean, just bad. But such a collector's item now, and I'm sure it's running around here somewhere. So that was my Go Local. And the bonus. So this earns me absolutely nothing except for a thumbs up from Andy. I'll take a thumbs up, Andy. Here's a band t-shirt, one of my favorites. This is Queen. I've had this for ages. I remember getting this right around the same time as the tribute concert that aired on VH1 or MTV, with all the different bands paying tribute to Freddie Mercury, which I sat right in front of the TV and tuned into. And that was way back, I don't know, 92, maybe something around there. I don't know. Anyways, I think I'm already a subscriber and it needs to be a video. Check, check. So Andy, congratulations on the 150 subs. Keep shooting more videos. Always looking forward to them. And everybody, thanks for watching and take care. Ciao.